a little bit more stuff for anybody that wants to stay on. Going to come back to here. So now I'm in the lab portion of this. So what I want to do is I want to go to the modules and show you what the modules look like. So these useful technical things are super good. Okay, here is our tech tutorials. Canvas, dashboard, inbox. Here's the super important one. How to get onto ARC computers remotely. And there's a very good video on it. When you're on remote, how do you sign into Adobe? Make sure you save your files. Save and print. Google Drive, bunch of other things. How to save your work in multiple places. Right? So those are there for you, and it will continue to be updated with more. I suggest you go and look at that on a fairly reasonable basis, fairly often. Here's the calendar for when our labs are open. Okay, let me put it into week view. Okay, you'll see that between 10 and 5, we almost have full coverage where somebody will be available. And even starting next week, there's some evening times. Okay, so you can get onto a Google Meet or a Discord and meet with a professor to get help. Okay, now as for right now, if you look at this one, it's Tuesday at 10. The description is, it's my 350 lab session. I will help students in my class first, but I'll help other classes when I'm free. And these are the things that I know the best. Okay, here's one for Prof. Torres. Same thing. She's going to help her own classes first, and here's the things she can help with. You can also contact all of us through the list here. If you need to see us at a specific time to do a specific thing, you can contact us and go through it. So this, we hope, is going to be super, super useful for you. Now you're going to see that I've got 2 modules open now. Plot plans and topo drawings. I've got a little quick thing about what a plot plan is. Okay, what is a plot plan? And where to go to get more information, the background on it. Okay, and we're typically going to study all of these things. Topography, grading, setbacks, construction, right-of-way, stormwater pollution prevention plans, hardscape irrigation. So there's going to be some assignments in this module. Okay, I've got some tutorials made. I'll finish these ones up shortly for you that just give you some basic reminder tutorials that will help jog your memory. And this is what you really need to do. And I'm going to go over this in detail next week. I'm just doing this as an example. There's a Google Drive folder that says what to draw. You're going to make that drawing set. You're going to make that drawing set. And look, how easy though, right? It's the same property over and over and over again. And you're going to make this drawing set. And you have to do a good, reasonable facsimile of that. Here's how to do it, how many sheets there are, how much time I think it'll take you. So I drew all these and I multiplied by 4. But I know that you're probably going to take even longer than that. So I've doubled it again. Okay, these are just get down and draw. I'm giving you what it looks like, get down. But that's how each one of these will look. And then there's your portfolio submittal with the submit button.
Real quick, Randy, for those, did you use Revit? Was that your go-to for those schematics?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I used Revit, although, and I did that because it's got a lot more tools. Probably take you a little bit longer in AutoCAD, but the other reason is I've drawn those all in AutoCAD so many times that I'm blazing fast in AutoCAD. I've just done those for years, over and over and over again. They're I mean, if you look at those, let's go look at those again. Plot plan module. You should recognize that drawing. You did it in DT100. Okay? You just have to add a couple of lines. If your DT100 was right, then you don't even have to draw that, although I suggest you do. Look, there's the outline is exactly the same. Just put a couple more different. This is all about using layers. If you did this in AutoCAD, you would just turn layers on and off and pop it onto your layout. That's a cut down version of what you had to do. And this is just putting a little section that you can draw. So, and so the other thing that you'll see, let me go back to this. There's more work to do. Here they are right here. If you look at the amount of work I want you to do all these. For your portfolio assignment, you're going to turn in this one. The other ones I just expect you to do because you need to get fast and you need to get good. Right? Let's look at this one again. Here's what's actually got to be put on it. There's that one, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, sheet 5, and sheet 6. That's what you're graded on. So that's why this is kind of flexible and able to go. Does that make sense? And for those of you who know Dynascape, do you feel pretty comfortable that that's going to be all doable, hopefully?
I've never done some of that stuff on Dynascape, but I've done some things a little bit.
Right. Okay, so yeah, so Benjamin, that should be pretty straightforward on Dynascape, right? So that's how the modules are going to work for you. Okay, so each module will have description of what these things are, a little bit of tutorials, what's required to get the job done, and then what you're going to actually submit. You'll find that there's a lot more work in the to do than the to submit. Okay? This is what you get graded on, though. But if you're going to be an industry professional, you need to be able to bang these out. These should become, by the end of this semester, these should become real easy because you're working it. Now, Carrie put a good point together. You know, we know that you guys are doing a million things. You're working on tons of stuff. You have a lot of things to do. You may be also tutoring your kids at home because they're doing online work. Who knows? But remote work is going to be more and more important in our field. And you're going to need to find a way to be able to sit down, lock that stuff out for an hour or 2 or 3 at a time, and bang, workout. That's what we're hoping for. Let's look one more thing at discussions. I don't have the other discussions open. Darn. Okay. I have to get in here and open my other discussion. There will be a place for you to post one example of your work. So I guess I need to get that thing turned on. Let's look at the social justice one. I really encourage you guys to look at this. It is going to blow your mind when you see and read some of the stuff that we have available for you. I'll just bring this one up so that you can see it. I think. Let's get into Sacramento here. And so this is a mortgage map from Sacramento. And you'll see it's color-coded. And redlining means that in the red areas, you just don't do a mortgage there. But read why. So area C18. There's a few Negro families that affect the values on adjacent properties. 2 Negroes families live, but realtors have not determined. Oh my gosh, it's the Bonton Oriental and Negro Residential District. Don't go there, according to this. Yeah.
Wow.
Italians predominate, but a sprinkling of Mexicans, Negroes, and Orientals. The subversive character of population constitutes the area's principal hazard. This was written by our government and given to mortgage companies, people. A Negro family lives here, and the Japanese occupy a leased garden tract. Racial. It's just, oh my God, it goes on and on and on and on and on. Absolutely incredible. It just blows my mind. So I always knew it was bad, but when I started reading these maps, so I'm going to suggest that what you can do, if you would like, is replace some of the drawings by looking into this and going to our seminars and actually participating in this discussion of how, as a designer, a land planner, an architect, you can actually change this. There's some other ones that I haven't posted on here, but here's a real interesting one that shows you why this is a kind of a conundrum. This is in Davis. I live in Davis, folks. So there's a very nice little retirement community that was planned. It has to go to the voters because that's the way Davis is. Large developments have to be voted on. And one of the things that this developer did is they said, hey, we're going to have a Davis-based buyers program. In other words, 90% of the people that live here or buy here are going to have some direct tie to Davis through family members who work here, live here, went to school here, something like that. That sounds like a pretty cool thing, doesn't it? Wouldn't that be great? A developer, hey, I want people in Davis not to be locked out of being able to buy in Davis. Anybody got an idea of what might be a problem with that?
Well, I was just thinking about the income status of people that live in Davis, and if they do that, it might be difficult for I don't know, young couples to
Davis is on the whole fairly well-to-do, but that is one of the things they want to do with this is lock out people from the Bay Area with a ton of money coming in and driving up the prices and snapping it up so that Davis people can't live here. But what's the real problem with this?
Interesting.
Here's the real problem, and I'm going to be a little facetious. We have 2 black families that live in Davis. It's actually about 1.2% of our families that have ties and connections to Davis are black. We are the most ivory tower, racially, it's just incredible. So when you say that only Davis people can buy here, you are locking out tons of people on purpose. And that is absolutely illegal according to the Fair Housing Act. So this got approved, but it's in the courts right now, or it will be in the courts right now as soon as the planning department gives the final okay. It's wrong. You can't discriminate in that way. Even though you have these cool ideas and great cool things, you can't look at things just from economic point of view. You have to look at the social repercussions of them too. So this isn't really a big part of the class, but you may make it a big part of the class if you are interested in this. Bruce's Beach is here's another one, Castro Valley income. And we'll have a bunch more for you. And Diane Carlson is putting together a webinar series for us. She has contacts at City New York Planning Department that deal with this directly on an everyday basis, and with the City of Sacramento Planning Department, Mayor's Office, I think, that deal with this directly and actually know. They've got the numbers, they've got the data, they have all the stuff. And so we're going to have a chance to actually learn about this. And you can, in your jobs, as you're working on these things, be cognizant of it, if nothing else, and see what's going on. And as you're looking at our planning processes, you might be thinking of things that you would put into your planning documents to make sure that they're going correctly. Isn't that wild, though? It's like, whoa. Pretty tough stuff to be looking at. Okay, so there we go. Anybody have any questions on what we'll be doing? Thursday, we're going to get into Module 1. Oh, let me do one other thing. Let's take a look at due dates. Professionalism report. Your first one will be, that's probably why I didn't turn it on yet. It's not due for a while. Okay? All that is a very, very simple Google form or a text entry that says you did work. This is a portfolio checkup. Portfolio checkup. Okay? So at some point, I'll put the actual due date in, but set number 1, I'll put it in here. You'll be able to see it over here. Set number 1 won't be due until like the 13th or the 20th or somewhere right. You'll have plenty of time to get all those done. Okay? Yeah. So Robert, I haven't published it. Robert's going, how do we incorporate this into our portfolios? I haven't published them yet, but there are optional modules, and one of the optional modules is about planning docs and how they can be used to do what you want to do. And so there is an entire module on that, and you can select that as one of your optional portfolio ones, and it'll basically I haven't put it all the way together yet, but it'll be some reviews of this and looking at ways that you can write your planning documents and think about them to be as clear and easy going socially as well as economically. We always look at economics. One of the ones that I've got in here is from a big forum, Western Planning Association. It's all about climate, sustainability, environmental development, reducing the number of cars. And there's not one about developing social justice networks within a community so that they're no longer isolated and separated. That's just not even on their radar. So, and there has been good work done to make it better. I mean, we can't say that nothing has worked, and which is good, and we can't say that there are no good developments because that's not true either. But what we want to do is try to make sure that systemically, we're not driving things in one direction, even out of the goodness of our heart. I want Davis people to be able to retire in their hometown. Wouldn't yeah, that sounds really good. But it's lacking. It's missing a major point. And so we'll be going over that as we look into it. Everybody else doing okay? You got your information down? You feel like you're able to go through things? Okay, I'm going to leave you with. I'm going to leave you, if I can, with one of my emails here. Let's see. So many of you might have seen this. I'm going to turn off my.
Nothing easy. Nothing easy.
One more time. Where are they going to be posted? Oh yeah. Super duper.